Hello, my Raby babies, and welcome back to the Rat Chest channel. And today we have something a little bit different. This is like a question that I've been seeing around that I figure that, I need to like answer the question and we need to like get started right now because like I need to get ready for like a job interview right now and I do not have time to mess around. Also, I need to help my mom. My mom needs my assistance. So, in every relationship, people always ask each other like weird questions, but like some are more weird than others. Um, and like, this is a healthy relationship right here, I think, they're getting along, I think, Yeah, so like let's just like someone keeps texting me and I'm like getting pissed off. Can you shut up? So here's some examples of like weird questions people ask each other. Do these pants make me look fat? People ask that question. Personally, I have not seen that in person, so I am not really sure how accurate that statement is, but I think I've seen it in like Captain Underpants book, so I think it's real. You are my stinky, winky, pooky, dookie, wookie, kooky cuddle bear. And some people talk like that, and I'm not here to shame anyone who like baby talks and does that, I would probably call my pookie a stinky, winky, pooky, dookie, wookie, kooky cuddle bear as well, I would do that because I love you and I love you. Joe, where's the baby? Why is the baby on the stove, Joe? Get the baby off the stove, Joe. I feel like people would ask that, yo. I think people would ask that question because, Joes typically put babies on stoves. So you really need to watch your partner if they're named Joe. And, Joe can be short for things too, which is like Joanne. So like check that Joanne is not putting your baby on the stove. Like I think that's like really important. Okay, but the number one thing all people say, except for me, would you love me if I was still a blank? And I take really strong issue with this question, and we're gonna see why in a moment. Problem one, what this implies. Why are you a gross creature? What did you do to cause that to happen? Why were you messing with like witchcraft and like wizards and crap, I don't appreciate you turning your stupidity into my problem, okay? Like we need to get this straight. Why are you coming to me as a worm? What did you do, Martha? Why are you a worm? Why were you messing with witchcraft like I just said? What were you doing? Why weren't you at home making me lunch, Martha? Okay, I'm your wife. You need to make me lunch when I come home from school. You need to make me... This is a very serious conversation. I don't know why you're laughing, guys. Why are you assuming that you would be turned to a gross creature? How do you know that you'd be gross? What if you're a beautiful creature? Please respect yourself. You're not freaking ugly, Martha. Martha, you would turn into a beautiful butterfly. You would turn into a magnificent peacock. You would turn into a beautiful, beautiful elephant. I love elephants, so they're beautiful to me. You would be a beautiful animal. Don't assume that you're gonna turn to a leech. You're not gonna become a leech, Martha. You're gonna become a cute little fox. You're gonna become a cute little puppy, okay? And I'm gonna take care of you if you're a puppy. I'm gonna pet you. I'm gonna, take you to the spa. You'd be a puppy now. You're my dog. You're gonna bark bark. I'm going insane. I'm sorry. Okay, what is the creature you're mentioning? What? I cannot read my own slide. Okay, what is the creature that you're mentioning? That's gross. Okay, I literally cannot read this. What if what you think is ugly is what the hell? What did I write? I cannot read. What if what you think is yucky is someone else's yum? You just insulted your partner. Way to go. Okay, like slay. Like this is such a good point because like what if what you think is disgusting is something that I think is so pretty, okay? Like how dare you? How dare you insult my interest in my animals, Martha? Where is my dinner, Martha? Why is the baby on the stove, Martha? Okay, so here's problem one, section thingy. Worms are like so important, okay guys? Like they help break down grass and leaves and it's great for the soil. They make holes in the soil so like the nutrients can get into the soil from like oxygen and crap or whatever soils need. And soil would be useless without worms. And also they feed birdies. and other little animals like moles. I think moles eat worms. So it's okay if you don't like them, but like we need them. Like do not be mean. And like 9 times out of 10, when people are like, "Oh, would you still love me if I were blah blah blah?" They mostly mean worms, okay? Like hell, like blah, 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 blah. 10 times out of 10, they're talking about worms, and I'm like, I'm so insulted. I love worms, okay? Worms and I have a deep connection. Worms and eyes. We get together and like boogie down like once a week, okay? So like, I don't appreciate you insulting my family. This is my second family. Problem 2, zoophilia. I'm not explaining what that is. If you don't know what that is, great. You know, you're living in a world that I wish I could live in. If you're a worm, I would love you platonically, like a pet. I literally cannot read. Oh my gosh, guys. That's like asking if you were a puppy and if I'd still be in love with you. Love is not all bad, but romantic and sexual attraction is no. And I fully agree with that, okay? Like, I do not feel any, like, romantic attraction towards animals, so I would not feel any romantic attraction towards you as a worm. So, like, we need to get that straight, honey. Okay, so love. We're gonna explain what love is. So, there is good love and there's bad love. These are, like, very brief examples. Like, love extends, like, so far. Okay, but like we're just gonna go over the basics right now. And also, we just need to hurry the hell up because like I gotta go. So oh my gosh. I hate where I live. Like I hear weird sounds and I keep thinking someone's gonna break in. Oh my gosh, because someone did actually break in. Someone walked into my house one time and I just sat there and stared at the dude and he stared back and he kept asking like, "Oh, is the manager here?" And I just kept staring at him. Like he could have had a gun and shot me and like I would be dead right now. So there's good love and there's bad love. Good love. Platonic. You know, platonic is like loving your family and your friends, your pets, the earth, loving animals, loving people you don't know, like in a healthy way, you know, like your coworkers and stuff. Like, you don't have to like love them like, "Oh my gosh, I love you," but like, you know, you care for them. Like if they died, you would be like, "Oh man, that sucks," you know. Just okay, like love doesn't mean being all lovey-dovey. Again, like you can love people like from a distance and silently, you know. I'm just saying, just being friendly, okay? That's basically what I'm saying. Okay, here's the bad love, which is romantic. And this applies to things that should not be romanticized, okay? I'm not saying that you cannot have romantic attraction towards a person. That's not what I'm saying, okay? So romantic love towards your family, which is like, yeah. Your children, oh my gosh. You need to like go get help. Don't talk to me. Loving animals, bad. Loving bad crimes, you know, unless you're like some hot villain from like a movie. Like I don't want you to love bad crimes. Thank you. Loving people you don't know in a bad way, you know, like stalking and stuff. That's not good. And then toxic love, because toxic love is like an umbrella term, I think. I don't know how to use that phrase. It's like a, you know, it's like that's a whole different conversation is toxic love, types of toxic loves, which we're not going to get into today. 2, what? Problem 2, back to the question, okay. Would I love you if you were turned into a worm? Romantically, no. I'd be concerned, so platonic love. Again, I'm not gonna fall in love with no freaking worm, okay, Martha? So, like, don't freaking ask me that question. Problem 3, my concerns. There are lots of things to be concerned about. Again, how the hell did you get into this situation? We already went over this, but, like, how did that happen and why? When we sue the court, like, we need to know who the heck turned you into a worm. You know, like, did you turn yourself into a worm? Were you reading, like, witchcraft books again? Like, were you reading a spell and then you said the wrong words? You said the wrong words and now you're a worm or you're whatever creature that you turned into. Did you read the warnings before you did that? Like, Martha, like, please put that book down. Just make me a sandwich, honey. Okay, so, like, how are we gonna figure out who the hell did this to you? Like, we need to figure out, like, how we're gonna help you, you know? If we can. Can you even understand me? How do we communicate? And can you even understand and comprehend what I'm saying? even if you could, what if you can't talk? You definitely can't write. So like, Martha, how are we gonna communicate, honey? Okay, like this is like just tragic, you know. If our love is tragedy, why are you a worm and not my remedy? What is this even, the slideshow? Like I can't even read half of my points. Like this is why I need to like actually read books. Like I can't read. Depression, accepting that I cannot help you. That is like the hardest step, is that I just cannot help you if there's just no way to communicate, you know. I don't know, cuz like are worms like worms, I don't think they're sentient. Am I using that word right? I don't know. But I don't think they're sentient in like the way where like, yeah, they can think, but it's kind of like an automatic process, kind of like with ants and stuff, you know, they just do stuff to do stuff. They're born knowing what they have to do in life, you know. Sometimes I wish I knew that. But then at the same time, you wouldn't get to experience so much. You have choices because you're not an ant. You don't have an ant brain, so you don't have a worm brain. So like, what if you just start burrowing? And would you even make it home to tell me that you turned into a worm? That is such a good. No, you wouldn't, because you're a freaking worm and you'd just be confused why you're in a house or in a little shack in the middle of the woods. Like, you would not even come home, Martha. I would have thought you ran away. I would have called the police and they wouldn't have been able to find you because you're a freaking worm. You probably got stepped on by the witch in the cottage in the woods, which you should not have been in, Martha. You should have been home, cleaning, preparing for me to come home, preparing to give me hugs and cuddles. But like, no, you had to leave. You had to explore your little just explore, right? No, you had to do that, Martha. You just had to. And then problem 4, my feelings. After over what the hell? After going over everything I said, you did not consider my feelings. If you were an unintelligent worm that couldn't understand anything, you'd be the happy one in the relationship. I'd be taking care of you until I die. Wait, no, until you die, not until I die. The worm's not outliving me. I mean, it might, if I'm like feeling a certain type of way. This question is unbelievably stupid because even if I didn't love you at all and I killed you immediately, you wouldn't even know or care because you are a freaking worm. Maybe in this situation, letting you go into the earth is best. Live out your own worm life while I'm mourning the loss of my beloved. I am heartbroken and traumatized, right? Oh wow. You see, look, this is, I knew it. Like, you'd be the only one who's thriving from this relationship because you're an effing worm and you don't have to worry about any responsibilities. Oh, and guess what? You left me with the what's it called? The debt. You left me with the debt. You left me with the mortgage, Martha. Really? Okay, Martha, I was joking about you staying home being a housewife, okay? Like, I actually need you, okay? Because, like, turns out I'm actually the housewife. I'm sorry, Martha. Martha actually was the breadwinner in the family, and I was the housewife. And so, you know, me being an annoying little housewife, I was like, oh, could you go to the woods and pick some mushrooms? And so she did. And then Martha, you know, she got turned into a worm, I guess. And she was a smart worm. She came all the way home. It took her literal months, but she came home. And I'm like, honey, is that you? And then she's like, yeah, babe, it's me. And I'm like, Martha, what happened to you? What happened? And she's like, you wretched woman made me get turned into a worm. Because I went to the woods and there was a shack there with a little witch in there, a little hot babe witch. And she said, what are you doing in my lawn? And I picked the mushrooms and she's like, you need to put those down. And she's like, no. And then Martha's like, nah, because my wife is gonna like scream and cry and whine if I don't bring these mushrooms home so we can cook. And she's like, those are like hallucinogenic mushrooms. And Martha's just like, I know. I don't know what's wrong with her, but she wants these mushrooms and I'm kind of hungry, so can I please take these home? And she's like, you know, you poor lady, I'm gonna turn you into a worm so you can live your best life. And, well, Martha, she turned into a worm. And, like, mid-story, I forgot she was a worm, and then I squished her with my foot. Martha's dead because of me. Now I don't know what to do. And the witch, she came. She said that she'd tell everybody. And I'm like, no, don't tell the world. And yeah, so Martha's dead because of me, and I felt so guilty that I made this slide, and I'm trying to like project the blame onto her, you know, for becoming a worm. I can't do that to Martha. Not my Martha. Not my little Martha Wartha. Okay, can I like stop now? Okay, yes. Is there any more slide? No, okay. How do I go back to the start? Can I like just go back to the start? Hold on, let me like, how do I go back? How do I go back? I don't want to exit the slideshow. That's like not immersive at all. Ow! I'm gonna actually like do terrible things to children in a moment. Okay, no, that's not a good sentence. Wow. Okay, well, this part's not recording my screen, so I'm just gonna put whatever here. Thank you for joining me for my slideshow today. Hopefully this will be up the same day, because I do not plan to edit really much about it. So if you enjoyed the video, please don't subscribe, because this is not the type of content that I do. This was just for funnies and giggles and hee-hee-ha-has, you know, stuff like that. So thank you. Remember to drink water, don't die, don't become a worm, because I will step on you, and I'm like really sorry about that, Martha, like low key, like rest in peace, rip man, rip. Drink water. What? Didn't I? Okay, goodbye.
And a special musical appearance by Wynonna. Story of Undertale. Sunday morning values, Saturday morning fun.
So what would you like to do with your gift?